Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How are you this morning? It is Thursday morning, April 7th. It is my 38th consecutive live stream. Oh my gosh, do I have here? I don't know, something on my back of my shirt. That wasn't good. It is in St. Louis, the big thing today is it's opening day for Cardinals baseball. I don't care. I mean, I'm not going to stop my day because of baseball, but I mean, millions of people will around the world. So, how are you? I suspect you're doing okay. It's funny. There's a delay in the live stream, so whenever I go on live, there's like a delay, and it's not obvious. The only time I notice it is if I go into the settings in YouTube in the back end and I can see myself, and then it's like, what's going on here? Because I can see that what I'm talking about isn't what I'm currently talking about. And so whenever I start the live stream, it takes a minute for people to like get inside the live stream. And by people, I mean one or two. I mean, we're not talking a significant amount. Now, today, I want to put out some warnings. One, my right eye, which is going to be the one that's right here, okay, but it's opposite on the camera. Right eye, I don't know, something's wrong with my contact or something. I can like fuzzy, then the light's shining in my eye. It's kind of bothering me. I don't know how that's going to affect my reading of articles today, but we'll do the best we can. We'll power through. I think we have a pretty good show today. We're going to talk about buyer love letters. We're going to talk about how to declutter your home as if like there's some sort of skill. We're going to talk about something kind of more agent based, and that is the idea that maybe real estate agents, maybe you do a good job for a buyer and they don't call you back. And it's maybe not because of you. Maybe it's just because it only happens very rarely. Now, what's going to happen to a lot of people in this market is going to be they used a cousin, they used a brother or something, family member, family friend, and by the next time they go to buy or sell a house, that person will be out of the business. It'll be for one of two reasons. One, well, it's the competition in the real estate listing market is ridiculous. And then when you're running around showing buyers houses all day and not writing contracts and not getting the houses, then you don't make any money. And so it'll just squeeze pretty much anybody without a great amount of capital behind them. It'll pretty much squeeze them out by the next time you go to buy a house. I'm not happy about that. That's the real estate game. I wanted to go to the website here to look. It says that the 30-year fixed mortgage is up to 5.08%, an increase of 6 basis points from yesterday. As the rates go up, the housing prices will eventually have to go down. Eventually. We're in for a wonderful economic mess. Pretty much perpetrated by your friends in Washington, both parties. Don't let one party off the hook, okay? They're both terrible. They're both terrible. Vote for people, not parties. That's my political message of the day. That being said, it's hard to get into a flow, the live stream. I don't know why. We'll get going here in a little bit, but I don't know if I should start talking before the live stream starts. Like take a half hour before the thing starts and just start chatting to myself. I guess I'm kind of, in a weird way, I'm chatting to myself now because I don't have any interaction with my chat because there's no one in it. I don't know. Kind of weird. Whatever. Nothing to see here. It's been really quiet. One of the things I wanted to talk about here is that it's like, let me try to walk you through what a buyer is doing right now. So a buyer is watching as houses sell for, 20 and 30% over asking. And the prices are already high for asking. I mean, it's like, yeah. And so a lot of times what happens is, and now the interest rates have gone up. Okay. So the interest rates have gone out. The house prices have not gone down. And so people are like, I can't afford this. And so they email me, my buyers, and they say, hey man, I haven't been looking at condos. Maybe they're a little cheaper. And we put those on the list. And it's like, yeah. I mean, I'll put anything on the list, but you have to understand that there's nothing great out there right now. It's just not. There is a lot more inventory coming to the market because I think sellers are like, I got to get this thing sold. I got to hurry because, this thing's going to come down and I'm going to eat it and I don't want to eat it. And so I don't know that I would tell my buyers to take a cautious approach. I think they should always be cautious. I think one of the biggest problems that's happened to me in this deal, I couldn't figure out the year before. My business was just doing wonderfully. And why was it doing well? Because I was getting transactions done. I was listing houses and I was helping buyers. 2021 rolled around and all of a sudden I wasn't listing any homes. I mean, very few compared to what I would normally list, but I was getting all these buyers, and I don't discriminate. Like I'm good with buyers. I'm good with sellers. I don't care. But I mean, deep down and internally, like I was uncomfortable with, the bidding wars for buyers to where it was just ridiculous. Now, I mean, in full disclosure, maybe I was a little bit wrong because if you would have bought a house last year and overpaid, by 20 grand, you might have some equity in the house this year, at least to start. Now, by the end of the year, let's see if that's still true. But anyway, so here you are, you're somebody like myself with I am completely based in value on houses. Like I don't like to pay more than what I think is relevant. And you say, well, you don't decide that, the market does. And it's like, I understand that concept. I do. I watch people buy stupid houses all the time and pay stupid amounts of money, and it makes me laugh. But anyway, it's because they have bad agents and they don't know it. And also, some people just don't get it and they don't want to. I just want to buy a house. I don't care what house it is. Just give me a house. I'm done. Anyway. But what's happening, like my buyers are saying, hey, maybe there's some other property out there that we're missing, and that's going to solve the problem. And no, it's just things are expensive and stupid right now. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. The other thing I wanted to mention was something funny that I saw. I didn't have a way to, frame it. And that is, we talk about buyer letters, or I talk about buyer love letters all the time. I think it's the absolute dumbest thing in the world to ban buyer love letters on the basis of it could be discriminatory, because God only knows that you can't just search people's names on Facebook or Google search them and find out everything about them that you've ever wanted to know. God only knows you can sit there and people film on their Ring cameras, and they film on their baby monitors, and they film on their security cameras every single person that walks in their house. They record every single conversation with the people. And you're going to tell me that the buyer's love letter is the problem. It's absolutely a state of stupidity. And you say, well, John, there's laws in the United States about recording people. Recording people in your own house? Where's that law? Or then you say, well, they have to be informed that they've been recording. Okay. Again, I don't think that the law has caught up with the reality. And prove it. That's another issue. I think it's terrible. I hate the idea of everybody. Why is it okay for Alexa to record your stuff, but it's, why is that okay? Why do you like that? I don't understand it. It's just weird. Anyway, that being said, what I've given you two now solid reasons for why I think buyer love letters should be totally fine and shouldn't cause any problems in the marketplace. But I'm going to give you a third today. What happens if you write a buyer love letter that's not catered to the seller? That's totally actually the opposite of what the seller would want to hear. And you say, well, how does that work? Well, it doesn't work well. And see, there's your risk. People think that if you write a buyer love letter, you don't have any risk. Like it's just something that you could, all reward, no risk. Well, let me give you a scenario where that would not be the case. Let's say that there's a couple getting a divorce and they've put their house up for sale. And you're a young couple, let's say in your mid-20s, and you're engaged to be married. And you see on the tax records, your agent sends you the tax records and it says, two people at this house. And so you write this love letter based around this whole concept of you understand that the sellers have spent many wonderful years in the home and you look to do the same as you and your husband or you and your wife are going to get married. Yay, we're engaged. Everything's wonderful. And this is going to be our wonderful house and you're going to be our wonderful sellers and we're going to thank you forever. And it's like, yeah, no, I don't think that would be the best buyer love letter. When I had the buyer love letter that I told you about where the dog wrote it, which was just the most wonderful buyer love letter ever. I don't think you're going to beat that one. What if the people were allergic to dogs or hated dogs? So there's risk is what I'm saying. No one seems to understand that there's a risk there. And why aren't we putting that out there for people? Why aren't we saying, look, you can write a buyer love letter, but it's like, you could also really, really, really hurt yourself. One side note of that. It's fascinating to me because people, in my opinion today, want to push who they are on you. Like they write their own narrative about who they are and they push it on you. And like, you don't get to like have an idea of who they are based on what they say or what they do. And it's very odd to me. It's very odd. It's like you check these boxes. So I'm white, straight, Christian male, bald. And so like I write that down on a piece of paper and I put that to someone. I give that to someone so they know who I am. You can be other things. You just go through the boxes and you check them and then you hand it to the other person and then they say, oh, okay. Like, it's like and to me, that would be stereotypical. Okay. That would be bad. We wouldn't want to do that. Profiling. We wouldn't want to do that. But it's like, that's what people do all the time. It's weird. It wasn't that way when I was growing up. Like you identified more with your job. So like if someone was a termite spray person, okay, what do you do for a living? That's what you would ask. What do you do for a living? Oh, I am a real estate agent. Oh, okay. I hate real estate agents. And then if you were really snazzy, they said like, give me an elevator pitch. So you say, so John, who are you? Or what do you do for a living? I am the founder and managing broker of Deerwood Realty in St. Louis, a small real estate brokerage where we concentrate on helping buyers buy homes, sellers sell homes at a great price so that everyone's happy. Last year, we managed to do $10 million in sales. And we did that with only 2 agents. And so it was quite a wonderful event. And you should be a part of it. Why don't you join our newsletter? That's the way it used to be. I didn't do it. But there's something that's happened. Like something's like we're getting short circuited on a lot of things. Like I'm just going to put it out there, not as a criticism, but like if you work at a Taco Bell, okay, and I want a taco, I don't care. just don't spit in the food. That's all I'm asking. Really. That's all I don't really, like it's not important for me to know everything about you while you're serving me a taco. I mean, there's small talk, right? There's conversational talk, and then there's like, you just want my food? Like, I don't want to be involved in your messes, and I don't need to know them. And I feel like it's almost respectful on my part for not wanting to get to know you. Now you say, well, John, don't you try to get to know your buyers and your sellers? Absolutely. But we're not talking about a taco transaction here. I'm probably like on a buyer, I'm going to spend 6 months with these people. They're going to cry. They're going to laugh. They're going to be angry. They're going to be sad. I mean, I'm going to go through all these emotional things with these people. And you say, well, you don't want to do that. No, I mean, it doesn't matter what I want and what I don't want. It's what's going to happen. I had a lady one time, like, she wanted to sell a house of her parents, and she had a sister that was evil, like very evil and mean. And she managed to, the sister I was working with managed to sell the parents' house. And when she got done, she just cried because it was such a terrible thing to her to have to do. I mean, like, her sister was just mean, just a mean person. I'm sure if the sister were watching, which she's not going to be watching, let's be honest, she would say, well, no, the other sister's mean, look at all the things she's done. But you know what? That's not my point. My point is simply, look, there's a lot of emotion involved. So yeah, I think we should get to know each other. Now, do I hand out my card to say who I am and who the other person is? Not really. It's more of like, I just ask questions and would like to know a little bit more. I like to know how people are kind of wired. I'll try to give another example, like an engineer. Like, if you have to sell a house for an engineer, they're not fun people to be around. They'll just read the contract, and it's got to be, everything has to be perfect to them. And so, like, here's the spot where an engineer is going to flip out. If we have a home, let's just say we're in a balanced market, okay, and they're selling the property. And if it's an engineer, and if the other side has a home inspector come through the house and say something's not working, okay, the engineer will say, but it is working. And you say, okay, is there a way we can show the seller that this is working? And then it's like, yes, I'll produce a 4-minute video showing that this works. And it's like, okay, like, that's fine. But there's it's not like, I don't know how to explain it. You can't, you just cannot come at an engineer with like something that's not precise. They get very, very upset about these things. They'll come back and say, on page 6 of the contract, they did not initial this one spot with a period after each letter. It's just got their initials. It doesn't have a period after the second letter. And you say, okay, you're right. That's true. You don't fight it. It's true. But that's the precision that sometimes you'll get involved with engineers. Now, I'm not trying to lose the engineering business that I have, because let's be honest, it's not that much. But all I'm saying is, you have different people and they're wired differently, and you want to get to know them, and getting to know them is a process that can be fun. It's a lot better than giving someone a piece of paper that has all of your characteristics of the day that people are supposed to care about. This is my opinion. I don't know. Let's get into it. I mean, we're 20 minutes in. So the first thing I'd like to do is oh my gosh, I did it wrong. So I was on Google search. I like to do Google search. You know that. And I got to get back to my screen because I screwed up. Okay. I need to turn off this, like this. It gets me every time the phone. I remember I see a text from somebody. It's like, brain just goes, Phew. All right, here we go. So are you familiar with cash apps? Like in general? I mean, my stepson says, hey, I'll pay you in Venmo. And I'm like, just give me the cash. I don't want to be involved in this. And it's like, it's safe. It's great. It's like, no, it's not. This is stupid. And once we get digital currency, everything goes bad. And you say, John, you're being weird. Well, Russia lost all of its reserves in cash just because the United States government decided to take it. That's not good. The truckers in Canada, the bank, the government instructed them to freeze their bank accounts. That's not good. You think that these cash apps of any kind are not going to be, when the Fed goes to digital currency, you think they're not going to just turn your cash off for wrong thing? You work all day long and the government says, oh, you think wrong about a topic, you're done. Bam. No money. Good luck. So that's what's coming. But anyway, let's go through this. So anyway, I like cash. I do. I don't want anybody messing with it. Cash App says data breach could affect millions of users. Oh, and those of you who use Bitcoin, I think that that's a fantastic idea, but the government's coming for that. They've already gone after the people that hold the wallets. You know, the companies that have the wallets. They turn that data over quick. So, I mean, let's just put it out there that this might not go so well. What is this about? Oh, it's because I'm streaming. I had a purple thing on my Discord and didn't understand. So it says Cash App. Now, I'm not saying that Venmo's Cash App or anything like that. I'm just saying that these apps where they transfer money, essentially like PayPal used to, I don't know what they're doing now. It's kind of weird and it's a problem. So it says more than 8 million users of mobile payments service Cash App could be affected in a data breach involving a former employee who took records containing customer names and account numbers. Okay. What's this about? While user account names and passwords were not affected, the mobile payments app is now notifying customers of the breach. It disclosed in an April 4th filing with the Securities Exchange Commission. Cash App is owned by Block, formerly known as Square, a financial payment company headed by Twitter co-founder Jack Dorsey. Now, it's interesting that I didn't know Square was gone. Block said in a filing that it recently determined that a former employee downloaded certain reports belonging to Cash App. The information included users' full names and brokerage account numbers, a unique identifier for a person's stock activity on Cash App investing. For some customers, the compromised data also included brokerage portfolio value, brokerage portfolio holdings, and or stock trading activity for one trading day. Now, you guys know better than I do what that means. I mean, if you don't have your username and password, how do you get the information? I don't know if you are supposed to be. I don't know if you're supposed to.
3M Science is helping Samantha get to.
Good Lord. You know, I don't know that you can get anywhere. I don't know if they're just going to play this fine. While the employee has a regular access to these reports as part of their past job responsibilities, in this instance, these reports were accessed without permission after their employments ended. According to the filing, no personally identifiable information was taken. Usernames, passwords, social security numbers, dates of birth, and access codes were not affected. The breach only affected U.S. customers. It says Block is contacting 8.2 million current and former customers to alert them of the breach. The company is investigating the incident and has notified law enforcement. Block says it does not expect the breach to have any effects on its financial. That's the thing. They're filing to the SEC, but what about these people that got their information taken? It says, although the company has not yet completed its investigation of the incident, based on its preliminary assessment and on the information currently known, the company does not currently believe the incident will have a material impact on its business operations or financial results. That's their filing to them. But you have somebody that knows your portfolio brokerage portfolio value, brokerage portfolio holdings, and stock trading activity for one trading day. It's weird. It says recently determined that a former employee downloaded certain reports. Oh, that information included users' full names and brokerage account numbers, a unique identifier for a person's stock activity on Cash App investing. So like basically your name's out there and they know how much money you have in your stock portfolio on Cash App. Now, I don't know if Cash App investing is a great big giant portfolio that we should all be concerned about. I apologize. I think my point with bringing this story to light with my audience is simply, look, be careful with this idea that things are safe and secure, like all of them. I mean, on Facebook, how many, at least once a week, I get someone that says they're looking for a property to buy. That's not a bad one. But then there's the one that's like, oh, I can't believe this person died. And then that's never good because that ends up being a scam. It just seems like anything that's digital can be hacked at some point in some way. And I don't know. How do I put it? Just be careful. Be careful. Don't trust these. Don't trust these apps with security. I'm just saying. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to go somewhere that you can't see. Okay. Not as a, how do I do this? I'm going to go back to the base. I'm going back to the no frame. Oh, my finger hurts. Oh, arthritis. Okay. So I've been on a mission to talk about, I feel like Wall Street is behind a bunch of companies, and especially they're trying to revolutionize real estate sales, which is stupid. It really is. It really is. We've gotten really good at it over the past 100 some odd years. And like, look, if you think you can do better, good. But there's a lot to it that people don't get when they're not real estate agents. So one of those is like, there's this idea that you're what's going to end up happening with Showing Time, which is owned by Zillow. What's going to end up happening is that you're going to end up as a general public who's not represented by an agent. You're going to get an app on your phone that's going to allow you to go see different houses. And then I guess you can make offers or something like that straight to the seller, and it's going to be great and everything's going to be wonderful. Well, you let a bunch of people that you don't know or that have no agent relations with that client in a house and see how it goes. Your personal residence. It's just stuff like that. And you say, well, some people are bad when they have an agent too. It's like, absolutely. Absolutely. But I think it happens less. And then the other thing that I think a lot of people are missing is it's not that buyers are dumb. Don't get me wrong. It's that buyers don't have any education. They don't have any expertise in the marketplace. And so when you throw them out there and you're not giving them good counsel, they're going to make some serious boneheaded errors. Now you say, well, John, there's new real estate agents out there all the time. There's old real estate agents out there all the time that make boneheaded errors and things like that. Absolutely. Absolutely. But when you're making a purchase like this, it's best to have representation. You say, well, John, if would you use an agent on one of your properties that you were going to sell? And I would use myself. And they say, well, why can't I use myself? Well, because I've got this whole infrastructure built behind me. And it's the business that I do every day. If you're a stock trader, do you have someone else trade stocks for you? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. So anyway, my main thing is that there's so much money out there for real estate apps and real estate funding and brokerages and things of this nature. And it's all BS. It's all BS. And then there's this article, well, it was a note, and I wanted to read it for you. It says, cue the Tom Petty music, real estate stocks are falling. And that's absolutely right. says, to the agents in the house, we can debate about how much company's stock price matters, but the total lack of investor confidence in real estate brokerages, iBuyers, and listing websites of late is pretty astounding. Some lowlights with the recent numbers from Friday. Now, this was on March 20th. So it's a ways back, but it's still relevant. Redfin stock. Now, everyone loves Redfin because they are a discount brokerage and they employ agents. It said Redfin stock traded around $72 a share a year ago. It is now about $21 a share for a market capitalization of $2.3 billion. 72 to 21. Okay. Open Door stock traded at $28 a year ago. Like Redfin, share price has fallen more than 300% since. The stock was trading at $9 Friday, which represents a rebound from a February nadir of less than $7. Open Door had a market value Friday of $5.2 billion. Zillow, as amply documented, has also seen a stock free fall from $135 a year ago to $55 today for a $12.4 billion market cap. Compass became a publicly traded company at the start of April last year with a share of stock selling for over $20. Today it's less than $7 with a market cap of just over $3 billion. Now things get interesting. All the above companies did not make a profit in 2021, the best year of real estate ever. But EXP did, which is apparently less important to people who buy and sell stocks than it is to me. The brokerage's shares have gone from $51 a year ago to $26 a day, $26 a day, with a market cap of $3.8 billion. Yes. Yes. It's not hard to figure out what happens. Wall Street is addicted to growth. They love growth stories, and they'll pay for growth stories. When a stock isn't growing, they don't pay for it. Doesn't really matter about profitability, in my opinion. iBuyer OfferPad's stock debuted in September for $10 a share before sinking and then slightly rebounding after an annual report that showed profitability. The stock is now at over $5 a share with a market cap of $1.2 billion. So you got a haircut. It got cut in half. It says, one exception to tumbling stock prices is Realty, whose share price has gone from $16 to $17 in the past year for a market cap of $2 billion. The mostly stagnant price, though, comes as the company turned itself around from losing $360 million in 2020 to making $340 million in 2021. Realty's been around for a long time. Coldwell Banker, Century 21, Better Homes and Gardens. I think they have the Corcoran Group. They're basically like they own brands of real estate brokerages. These trend lines were all happening before Freddie Mac announced Thursday that the average rate on a 30-year mortgage is now well over 4%, and the National Association of Realtors reported Friday that total existing home sales were down in February from a month ago and a year ago. Now, let's cover that. First of all, we did our little interest rate report. Now we're over 5% in less than a month. The National Association of Realtors report, to me, was not based on interest rates being higher. It was based on the fact that there was no inventory to buy. And so the total number of sales were going to be lower because there just wasn't any market. There wasn't anything to buy. Going public helped companies like Redfin, Open Door, and Compass raise a significant, though perhaps not transformative amount of money. But now it puts them in the public crosshairs where Dire reporters like myself can authoritatively write that they are losing money. Any member of the public can track their declining stock price, and any decisions they make to re-navigate their money-losing ship will be immediately judged by shareholders. This is not an enviable position. I wonder if Keller Williams and Side are monitoring this and deciding to indefinitely hold off on their much-rumored initial public offerings. At the same time, HomeSmart looks to be moving forward with going public. Now, Keller Williams should have gone public last year. It would have been a boom for the company, and it would have been wonderful. I don't know Side. I've never even heard of Side. But I'm just saying, like, last year was the year to go. And these companies, I mean, Compass for sure, Open Door for sure. I don't know that Redfin, but those two, at least Compass, and they are literally taking advantage of a hot real estate market to get money behind them. No question about it. So anyway, I thought that was an interesting article, and I wanted to share it with you. I just thought that was interesting. So now let's get into our fun and excitement. Let's take a look at oh gosh. I need to do better with my transitions. So here we go. Bam, bam. This was a CBS article we read. Now let's move to single family homes for sale, luxury homes, and let's do San Diego. Now, every one of these is in La Jolla. I don't know the relationship between, or maybe I hope I'm saying it right even. Maybe the H is like silent. But anyway, let's take a look at this. And some of these houses are gorgeous. So $49 million, 10 beds, 9.5 baths, 22,000 square feet on a 32-acre lot. This is a beautiful home, right? I mean, no one can argue that, can they? It's got a lot of solar. Been on the market 90 days, built in 1980. There's an 8-car garage. Property details. We'll go over that in a minute. I want to look at the history. So it was listed in 2020 and it didn't sell. And then in 2022, they listed it again, right at the beginning of the year. They had listed it originally, like as far back as 2020, you could have bought this wonderful piece of property for $25 million. Then they went to $37 million, and then they went to $55 million, and now they're down to $49 million. But just think, a $20 million shift. I'm sorry, not $25 million to $49 million. So not like a $20 million shift. 27. I don't know. Anyway, the point is a big shift in pricing. If you could have bought it for 20 and sold it for 50, that'd be pretty good. That's where people understand, like, they make money in real estate. Okay. It says prominently located at the top of the country club neighborhood overlooking the picturesque village towards amazingly vast panoramic ocean views. The iconic Fox Hill Estate is La Jolla's, I hate if I'm screwing that up, I apologize, largest contiguous residential property with a recently updated and expanded 20,000 square foot main home and multiple ancillary structures. It's fully gated, incredibly private, and has astonishingly expansive grounds, gardens, features, and ocean views. In addition to the classically elegant, legendary main home, the 30-acre offering includes 2 additional developable lots in varying but advanced stages of planning permitting, each with its own entrance and unique features. A new owner may choose to keep the existing estate as it is currently figured, build a multifamily compound of incomparable magnitude, or develop, sell off each site. The availability of such a phenomenal site, large home with such amazing views and amenities, as well as the flexibility of the property, is exceedingly rare, infinitely valuable, and an opportunity for a new legacy to be created. That's a good listing. That was good. That was a good description. Let's take a look. 56 pictures. I mean, that's the ocean back there. Oh, maybe it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Thought that was, no, it's not the ocean. The ocean's way over here. Oh, built in the 1980s. And maybe it never left the 1980s. What do you think? Interesting. Oh, wow. Wow. To me, this is going to need some work. I would say, I think that the 2-story bedroom is pretty cool. I don't see it all the time, but when I do see it, it's like, that's pretty interesting. Oh my God. Ugh, I hate carpet. I hate tile bars. I mean, this is going really well. Oh, there's dogs. I like dogs. Should you put your pet in your listing photo? This is something that I wrote an article on and I did a video on for YouTube. I mean, yeah, okay, but not really. I wouldn't. It's just me. I wouldn't. Dogs aren't helping you sell this one. An interior decorator from the year 2020 would be much more advised for this particular one. So anyway, wow, that fooled me. If I had a chat, you guys would be making fun of me for my mistake there, because I thought we were going to see a premier property. And we are. I mean, 23 acres in San Diego is a big deal. But anyway, let's look at another. 28 million. 7 bedrooms, 7.5 baths, 10,300 square feet. To me, this is half the square footage of the other house with no land. Let's take a look. But you got the ocean view. 3-car garage built in 2000, 292 days on the market. Property details. Rare legacy oceanfront mansion. I don't know what that means. Legacy. Spectacular estate with rare oceanfront pool and spa, rare oceanfront seawall, rare extremely limited private sandy beach access, gracious double oceanfront lot with security gated entrance, private driveway with additional parking for guest vehicles. The home site is approximately 31,000 square feet, partial remodel in 2015, 2016. The home site meaning the whole lot, basically. Custom Mediterranean masterpiece, great canvas for your personal touches. Floor to ceiling panoramic view, window walls, oversized ocean viewing decks on all 3 levels, elevator services all levels. Love the elevator. Formal separate ocean view living room and formal ocean view dining room. Private compartmentalized custom kitchen, main suite with fireplace, retreat, ocean deck. 2 separate baths. Main walk-in closet is large enough to be your own clothing boutique. All bedrooms have ensuite baths. Impressive home office downstairs. Generous game room with wet bar and fireplace. Custom home theater. Wine cellar, unique and rare, impressive oceanfront pool. We'll see it, I would hope. Spa and fire pit with gracious lawn. A gracious lawn. You know, what I want most out of my lawn is for it to be gracious. I want my lawn to be having gratitude, actually. I don't want an angry lawn. Extremely limited private beach sand access. Own a legacy oceanfront. Enjoy sand, surf, and breathtaking sunsets year-round. Well, that sounds like something I'd like to be a part of. Let's take a look. I've seen this house before, so it's not like new to me, but kind of weird here. You can't see it, but oh gosh, I hate this view. How do you get into your property? I guess that's the road. I don't know. Get me out of this. Can we get out of this? I hate this view. Okay. And there you go. That's the part looking to the ocean. There's the ocean. It's right there. There's your outdoor space. I mean, is it $28 million? Is it, I mean, I like it. There's that elevator shaft. I don't, I guess that's the legacy pool. I don't know, or if that's just the fountain. I mean, what's it like to live in a situation like this? I don't know, but it's just like, that's the closet. I mean, that is impressive. Look at the TV from 1980. I think, I hope. It was not some sort of like, skin toner or some sort of weird. Now, I don't know who owns the beach. Like, I don't know if you own the beach. Like, if you're responsible for its cleanup and whatnot. I wonder how much that would be on an Airbnb. Like at $28 million. It's $2,718 a square foot. A 3-car garage. I mean, that's just it though. I mean, you're right there. My wife would love this. But see all that seaweed? Ew. Ew. There's a seawall, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to, I mean, it's just so nice. And here's the weird thing about me and other people. Some people will look at this and say, that's too nice for one person. It should be owned by the government and they should limit access and things like that. And I just say, hey, that's cool. It's a cool place. Congratulations to those people who were able to enjoy it at some point in time. Like purely happy for them. I mean, that's it. Let's look at one more house. Do you want to look at this house? This is a modern style house. This one looks kind of like a barn dominium. No offense. This one here has an ocean view, but it's only 2,400 square feet. This one here has an ocean view, but it's really far away. This one here is in San Diego. What do you want to do? What about, that's new construction. I don't like that. This one has got to be right by the beach. Oh boy. Let's look at this one. It's 23 million. It's modern. Everyone likes modern. It's built in 1996, 72 days on the market, 6-car garage, 9 bedrooms, 11.5 baths, 14,000 square feet on a 3-acre lot. Let's look at the property history. It was built in when, 2000? 1996, I'm sorry. So it was listed, really January. Can't criticize that. The pinnacle of privacy, tucked away at almost 3 acres in the La Jolla. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. Farms is the ideal hour estate, settled behind private gates and abundant landscaping, is over 14,000 square feet of grand living, not to mention billiards room, library, home theater, disco bar area with private entrance, a multitude of living areas and entertaining spaces. And this is just a few of the many features. Outdoor space is not lacking, with a pool, tennis court, volleyball area, rock climbing wall, skateboard ramps, cryotherapy, saunas, and cold plunge. It's really endless features. It's really endless, the features to enjoy. Should you want to venture out, just use your private key to Black's Beach, which provides you with premier access to drive up beachside. Okay, well, why don't we have the front of the house? Like, what's going on? Is it ugly? Now, see, that doesn't look modern. That doesn't look contemporary from the outside. What were you trying to hide that it wasn't contemporary? That's cool, like a little pond. It's very fascinating. I like it. It's different. You have to like black and white. Look at that area there. But the key is, can you get to the beach? That's important. It's important to me. This is a bathroom, and it looks like it has a fireplace. That can't be. That would be weird. No, I think it's the bath, and it goes to the outside. Really? Very interesting. Why? I know that I've got like a blurry vision today, but this doesn't make any sense. There you go. I like doing this stuff like this here. Like my real estate photographer, he'll do stuff like this. He'll get like little things to take pictures of. The problem that I'm having with this house is it's big, and I'm not getting a sense of how it like, I need like a floor plan or something to understand it. And I don't have that. Ooh, tennis court. Pool. There's your rock climbing wall. There's your skate park. It's nice, right? No one's saying this is a dump. That's kind of an interesting room, the way it's set up. It's like narrow looking. Okay. 23 million for that. I don't know. What'd you think? Let me check. Okay. I just want to make sure no one was in the chat. I don't want to cause any issues. Okay. That being said, let's head. Now, there's 2 articles. They're both from Realty Times today. Am I ashamed that I did 2 articles from the same place? No, because they're very, very different. Very, very different. And so let's take a look. This is the first one. Now, I thought this was funny. I found humor in this. 6 imperative mistakes to avoid when decluttering your home. So the idea is that you can actually make mistakes when you declutter. Now, so what does that mean? It says, if you're getting ready to move or sell your home, clutter is your worst enemy. It makes packing a nightmare, and finding the one item you need could take an extra 15 minutes or to more than an hour. Decluttering is a great way to get rid of the things you don't need before moving or preparing your house for walkthrough. But you need to avoid some of the common mistakes that come with this seemingly daunting job. Here are some of the roadblocks you could run into and how to handle them. So just my own thing, I have problems with decluttering. Like, I'm not very good at it. I don't like to throw things away. Yesterday, I did some decluttering of my desk, and it's still a pile of mess. But anyway, laziness or procrastination. If you don't feel like decluttering your house will achieve significant results or make your house feel cleaner, then you're not going to do it effectively. At the same time, if you drag your feet, it may take weeks to get the job done. Have a set goal in mind and stick to it when starting this project, especially if you plan to do the entire house. If you need someone to help or help keep you on track, you can hire a home organizer or set a schedule and make the process more manageable. Now, my wife, who is wonderful, she tells me that if I just spent an hour a day, I could get my office in order. And I think that would take many hours, many days. And when I did get it finished, which I'm not actually sure I would ever get it finished, I think that is the problem. I don't think I'd ever get it done. There's always something that could be done more. So that's a problem. Now, number 2, tackling too much at once. You can't organize an entire house in a day. It's simply not doable, and it will sound far too overwhelming from the start, deterring you from ever finishing. Spend just a few hours each day decluttering, tackling one room at a time. If that's too much to do, start with one closet or a few drawers and work your way up. Remember, you'll always have a bigger mess before you have something more manageable. If you make a mess of your entire house, you may never again regain the energy or desire to go back to the project. Now, my wife is wonderful at this. Okay. I mean, like, I've never seen anything quite like it. Like our garage, she will take everything out of the garage and then put it all back into the garage. I mean, that's impressive. Same thing with like the living room. Same thing with the kitchen. I mean, she'll take everything out and put it all back in. It's amazing. I think that's the best way to do it after watching her for a while. I tend to try and take something and I only want to move it once. 3, not having an organization plan. Once you start pulling items from your closets, drawers, and other parts of your room, you need to have an organization plan in place. You don't want to throw everything into one big pile. That creates another mess to sort through later. Instead, tackle it strategically by putting each item into a dedicated pile, donate, sell, or throw away. That way you'll know where it goes and how to handle it once the room is completely decluttered. Well, I mean, you know, this is dicey for me because, I mean, number 1 and number 2, laziness or procrastination and tackling too much at once. I mean, if I've actually gotten the muse to go and start the cleaning, then it's very likely that I'll tackle too much at once, and I'll also not have an organizational plan. So, I mean, you can see here where, I mean, I'm trying to bring you value by showing you that even I, your humble real estate agent, real estate broker, John Schenk from Deerwood Realty, isn't good at this. Like, you can screw up decluttering. Not having an organization plan. We did that one. Letting emotions do the talking. Oh my God. You may be tempted to keep certain items because of their sentimental worth. They were a present, belong to a family member, have old memories attached. But oftentimes the pieces we hold on to are of no use. You shouldn't keep pointless items just for emotion's sake, unless the emotions are so overwhelming that you simply can't help yourself. Old toys, pieces of clothing, shoes, these are better off at secondhand stores or in the trash. Yes, there will be pieces of jewelry or photos to keep, but be choosy. Oh my God. I have a broken hot plate from my grandmother who's dead. And it's like I'm only keeping it because of her memory. It's broken in half. I'm looking over and I can see a stained glass window my aunt made. She's also dead, recently passed. And I can't imagine getting rid of it. I'm about ready to cry. I mean, this is a hard article for me to go through. 5, getting rid of things. Once everything is organized and out of the room, take the next step. Don't let the garbage, donation items, or garage sale pieces just sit around. You need to drive them down to the second-hand store or landfill. If you need to sell stuff, arrange a garage sale for the following weekend. Waiting until the opportune moment to finalize your decluttering could lead to more piles, which means more hassle for you. You see how it's it's a circle of just sadness. I mean, even if you do get everything clean in some room where you put all the stuff that you got out of the room, now you got to do something with it. Number 6, waiting too long to declutter again. Once you've decluttered every room, whether in preparation to move or sell your home, don't get too relaxed. There'll be another time, perhaps in the near future, you'll need to declutter again. It's a natural part of life, getting rid of old items and making room for new ones. People accumulate things throughout their lives, and it's imperative to keep cleaning out the house. Otherwise, you'll be back at square one in a few years. I'm an accumulator. I'm proud of it. I am. Am I a hoarder? I don't think I'm a hoarder. We can still walk around the rooms, and there's not stuff all over the place. There's no animals that have been that have disappeared mysteriously and we've never heard from again. That hasn't happened. So, anyway, just going through the motions today, just cleaning out some email while I'm on my live stream. Let's get to the final article. So that was tough. I'm just going to put it out there. That was tough for me. It turns out you can screw up decluttering, and I'm a poster boy for that. I'll tell you a story. I'm not proud of it, but I might as well get it off my chest. Maybe a year ago now, we were moving books, and I still haven't organized the books. They're still sitting in a pile. My wife says, get rid of the books. I say, people can censor the books and then you'll never know. So we're not getting rid of the books. Then she says, put them in order. And it's like, I really should. Like even now I'm thinking, I should, whenever I get some time. And then it's like, well, you got to make time. I don't want to make time to do books. I want to make time to just rest. I'd like to rest. Anyway, moving on. This one I thought was interesting. I liked the headline, and I don't know if the article is going to be any good, but I do have thoughts on this. So it says 88% of buyers said they would use their agent again. Only 11% actually do. So let's do that again. 88% of buyers said they would use their agent again, but only 11% do. How's that for a stunning stat? The reason, oh, look at this. This is interesting. It's a sale piece. Well, we're going to read it because this is what agents deal with all the time. We get sold stuff all the time. How's that for a stunning stat? The reason, lack of regular and consistent contact. Realty Times recognizes this struggle and has worked to rebuild and improve the Realty Times newsletter and video newsletter to make consistent client contact an effortless task for agents month in and month out. 69% of people prefer video over text when learning about a product or video or product or service. So to offer agents the very best newsletter service available, Realty Times has greatly improved its video newsletter service to include the ability for you to add videos that you produce, automatically delivered to your client each month, a monthly market report video, a monthly listing video, a free subscription to Realty Times Meetings, a Zoom-like conferencing app that will notify you when a client wishes to connect, but without the hassle of downloading software. Accessing a Realty Times meeting is as simple as clicking a completely private and secured link to start the video conference call, and that's it. And as a special bonus offer, agents will also have the opportunity to have a customized About You video created for a discounted price. Through our partnership with Chesney Communications, Chesney will produce a video describing the benefits of working with you and include up to 3 previous clients on-camera testimonials. That's in quotes. If you go to the front page of Deerwood Realty, you'll see an About Me video or About Deerwood Realty video. And I have my former clients, previous clients on there, and it's not in quotes. The entire process is managed by Chesney Communications. See an example here. Staying on top of mind with your clients doesn't have to be a struggle or drain your bank account. Let Realty Times manage your monthly client communications with the Realty Times video newsletter. Click here to get started. Well, we have been bamboozled. We have been hoodwinked, as they say. We thought we were going to read about an article that was like going to help us understand how to break through and get that 88% of the people that would use us to use us. And now it's wrong. Bamboozled. Hoodwinked. I still think it's funny. What would you do about this? That was kind of my question. I'm going to go to the base frame. We're not going to do any more articles today. What would you do? What like, let me put this out there the way I understand it. I've had buyers and sellers choose to use others after me. Did it hurt my feelings? Yes. Yes. Were there good reasons for it sometimes? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's just, it is what it is, right? It is what it is. So, so what could I do better? I mean, is there something I could do better? One of my lender friends is taking coaching. He's getting coached for $80 a month. They're telling him what he should be doing, and he's making a video to tell his clients, his former clients, thank you. And the coach said, hey, people really want to help you do well. And I kind of believe that. I thought that with my YouTube channels, I thought that when people watched the content and saw how valuable it would be to get a perspective from an actual agent in the marketplace working, I thought that people would like that, and they would want to help me grow my channel. Yesterday, I had an instance where I had 7 subscribers to the Deerwood Realty Live channel. I got a notification from YouTube that I got another subscriber, so I was up to 8, which I was thrilled about. But within an hour, I lost that subscription. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they clicked on it by accident or something, but it was sad. It was sad. I really wanted to be, at, I believe 8 subscribers. So, if you ask me, like, yes, I believe it's true that people want to help you succeed. I don't think anyone's ever rooting for your failure unless it's like you're doing something that's stupid. Like, say you want to be the best drug user. I don't think anyone should support that. Or you want to be like the best at Russian roulette. You can see how that seems like a bad idea. Like, I don't think anyone in your family should root for that. But like a business. So like if somebody starts a business and like the person and they're good people and you want them to succeed, you kind of want to help them. Real estate's a little different because I remember talking to one of my painter friends about this, and he said, hey, I want to get you a buyer or a seller. I think that'd be great. He's like, I work every day and I've got all kinds of referrals, and I'll just send one your way. And I'm like, great. So I'm about 3 months later. I was like, hey man, I haven't seen anything come through. What's up? He's like, you know what? That's the weirdest thing. He said, like, I can normally help my clients with any service. Basically, I know people in every industry, but man, when it comes to real estate, people are just vicious. Like he said, I'll be painting and somebody say, I'm thinking about selling my house, and I mention your name, and they're like, I already have an agent. Thanks. He said, that's just bizarre. And you know what? It's true. It's true. I was sitting at a restaurant yesterday for lunch, and I overheard a conversation. I was minding my own business, but I did overhear the conversation. And here's how it went. It was a young family, cute kid, eating lunch, and the wife is on the phone. She gets a call, and it's this person, and it starts off. It's obviously a real estate agent calling. And in the beginning, she's like, she's answering the questions, and she's like, yeah, we sold our house and we're still looking for our house to buy, which is stupid, by the way. And now we're renting, and we did put an offer in on a house in Crestwood. We didn't get it about 3 months ago, which is an obvious story. She's like, and then she said, well, this is our agent. You might know him. And of course the agent on the phone, like, now they're crushed because they thought they had a shot at getting a lead. And now this person already has an agent, and they're like, no, I don't know that person. And, that's just the way it is. It's like everyone has their friends or their family that they use. And, the referrals aren't, if you just rely on referrals, probably not going to make it. You got to have a way to bring in new business. How that works for you, I don't know. I mean, it just depends, I guess. But I wanted to put that out there. a couple of things I wanted to speak into being on the way out. One, I've neglected the podcast for a week and a half. I had to do taxes. I had to get the bills paid, which I did. And now it's time. And so hopefully today, I got to show some houses this afternoon, but hopefully in between I can get a podcast episode out. That's something that I want to get done. Some of my Instagram stuff and some of my social media stuff has been languishing. I want to pick that stuff up today. And I mean, it's going to be a full day. Don't get me wrong. For those of you who enjoy the live stream from the channel Our Nature of Employment, I anticipate that I will be doing one tonight at 9 p.m. Central Time. Just look for Our Nature of Employment on YouTube, and it should pop up now. I think this will be the 6th episode we've done. I'm enjoying it. It's something completely different than the real estate world, and I think it's more. It's just a different thing. It gets my mind off of real estate for an hour or two every night, and I appreciate that. So with that, I'm going to leave you just for now. Tomorrow morning, it'll be Friday. No question that I'll be back. Thank you for watching.